Hello, I'm Debbie Wagner, Regional Mathematics Content Specialist with the Kentucky Department of Education. In addition to the grade level content in the Kentucky Core Academic Standards, there are 8 standards for mathematical practices that teachers must intentionally implement from kindergarten through 12th grade. The purpose of this podcast is to help teachers better understand ways to effectively implement the very first standard for mathematical practice, to make sense of problems and persevere in solving them within a middle school math class. Leanne Brannick is an 8th grade teacher at Harrison County Middle School in Cynthiana and a teacher leader in the Central Kentucky Educational Cooperative Math Network. She encourages her students to justify their thinking and persevere when trying different problem-solving strategies in her classroom. Today, her students are making sense of problems by categorizing linear equations as having one, none, or infinitely many solutions. She asks her students to work in small groups to determine if each equation is always true, sometimes true, or never true.
Casey, does 0 work?
Oh, I tried 1/3.
Oh, good. Okay, let's do 1/3. What did you get? Your work. How does that match the math practices that we've been talking about? After she was finished, she checked to see, is her answer correct?
What about, does your teacher provide opportunities for you to ask questions during math class?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yes.
Yes.
We spend a lot of time on
If
questions.
someone answers it, then she'll start singing and everything.
Noticed up on your wall, you have a big sign that says, if you're not sure, ask questions. So I was just wondering how the role of questioning in your classroom, when I interviewed some of your students, they talked about, yes, we can always ask questions. We feel very comfortable with that. So how does that environment of kids being able to ask questions and the way you ask questions as well, how do you think that facilitates problem-solving atmosphere in your class?
I feel like I have learned better questioning techniques, things that I can ask my students to get them thinking about the problem. I prepare those ahead of time. If a student is stuck, what can I ask them to get them going? Such as, well, let's look at this pattern, or is there a pattern, or is there another way to go about solving that? Rather than before, I feel like my questioning was very simple. I feel like that before I would repeat myself, rather than asking a different question. Or I'd say it louder. Let's look at Stacy. Stacy says that 4x plus 1 is 3. That means that 4x is 2. What did she do there? She told me that 4x plus 1 is 3. So that means that 4x is 2.
She took it out of 1. Okay. She minus 1 and took it away from 3.
But she doesn't show her work, right? But is she wrong? And this always has to be true. To make 2x must be equal to 1/2 because 4 times 1/2 is 2. X can't be any other value. That's what she says. In your envelope, you're going to take turns placing a card in a column, and we're going to justify our answer. What do you suppose your columns are going to be? Always true, sometimes true, never true. Addie, or false. You could also call that the false column if you chose.
All right, what are some of the things that you as a teacher have to consider whenever you want your kids to have some productive struggle, but yet you don't want it to get too far above their level, the zone that they can actually get something done in?
Giving prompts, have we tried a problem like that before, or what numbers have we used, or if we've given a similar problem, what did you do the last time that worked? And just try to prompt them in something that they've done.
I think that's right because it's always true because either if you switch them around, it will still be the same number on each side for x. If that makes sense.
So did you try putting some values in?
No, but I can't.
So what's a value you might put in?
Put in any number.
Yeah, put in any number.
2 minus 1, and that's 1. And then it'll be the same thing on the other side.
1 minus 2?
Negative 1. So I guess that's not right.
So I guess that was not right. So is there any time when that was true?
If you do,
Where's the I don't know column? I love it.
if you do negative 1,
Let's add that column, guys. The IDK column.
no, that's not right.
Can you think of a value when that one's going to work?
It's gonna be a negative because I'm pretty sure.
Think it'll be a negative? Try that.
Okay, so first you'd have to minus 5 from each side, right?
That's what I did.
Change. Maybe. Keep. No, that would be just a regular 3, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I'm starting over. Okay, I'm definitely confused.
Change.
I bet we got the bag of the hard ones.
Oh, up there.
Knowing us, we did. X plus 5 equals X minus.
That would probably be easier, wouldn't it?
What?
Okay, take it's X plus 5 equals X minus 3.
I messed that up again.
Plus 3. Okay, will be
X minus 5 equals X minus. Keep,
so it's going to
change,
be 8 plus X. 8
plus negative.
plus X. So it's going to be
It would just be X.
minus X.
No way.
Then
It
you
would have
minus
to be.
X on both sides.
So are y'all having a problem?
Yeah. I'm
Well,
thinking
looks
that
to
you're
me
going to
like
have to
you're
add
trying
the
this
X's
strategy.
together.
I'm sorry, go on.
I'm thinking that you're going to have to try to add the X's together.
Yeah, but then like if you do keep equals X minus 3. I'm putting a 1 beside these things. That's not right. No way.
So
We would still have to get the X's on the same side, wouldn't we? Or would it just have to be the same? It would have to be the same number.
minus
It would have to
minus
be
1X.
like if we got 9, it'd have to be 9 on this side. So just keep it this way. Since that was way off, let's try
2.
yeah 2. 2 plus 5 is 7. 2 minus 3 off.
Yeah.
We're gonna try bigger numbers.
Okay, try 10. Like, let's go even numbers.
Yeah. I'm thinking it might be a decimal. Oh my god, what if we're doing this and it's never true? Okay, we'll do this 5 more times, and then that'll be never true, okay?
Okay.
10 plus 5, 15.
10 plus 5 is 15.
Equals 10 minus 3 is 7.
Okay, hold on. I'm confused.
I'm almost positive it's never true.
What about the X?
False.
Okay.
So you're sure it's false?
I am almost positive it is false.
Well, let's think about it this way. If you have a number and you take a certain amount away from that number, and you take that same number and you add something to it, can those two answers ever be the same?
No, they can't.
No, because
We
it's like
should've-
if you're subtracting here, if you're subtracting 3 from the
Because the X is on both
Overall.
sides, right?
And it
Right.
was, and the X's, if it was like 1X and then 3X, it might have worked. But it was,
Right, but you've got, I was going to say, you have an X on both sides.
So then
one of
it's-
them you're taking away from the number, the
And
other
you're
one you're adding to the number.
well, I feel totally
So-
smart.
but you got to it.
Okay, let's do this.
So tell me about a time when you have been trying to solve a problem and you got stuck.
Well, on the first one of those little equation things where we had to put them on the tables, I got frustrated because I couldn't get the problem right at all. And I mean, the first time it was all right because then it's like, okay, let's try it another way. But then the second or third time, I'm sitting here out of answer. It's just, this isn't working. Okay, so then I try her method, which is like plugging and chugging, where you just pick a number, you put it in, you try and see what it is. I did that about 15 other times before I finally realized that it was going to be never true. And I sat there and felt like a dummy because I wasted my time.
You're not a dummy, that's persevering.
I'm about to fall over from this persevering thing.
All right, so do you have any advice for teachers out there that have not started implementing the Common Core state standards or just getting into them, and maybe they're seeing the content standards, but we also are hoping that they implement the practice standards as well? What's your advice for how they can do this if they're doing it for the first time?
Well, if you're going to do this for the first time, I would suggest maybe a book study or get with some teachers within your school and talk about different lessons that they've tried, or get with a peer from another county or from another school and go watch if you can. So as you're implementing the new standards and as you're implementing the new practices, the best thing to do is just network with other people, research some best practices, and implement them in your classroom and get feedback from your students and see where they are learning and what you can do to help them.
Thank you very much.